You're echoing, Spin. Just stop it, Spin. Just stop it.
I can't.
Everybody wants a turn. He leans in hard, let the hot takes burn. Hard left on the tickle right in the thread. He talks over the chaos with a raised up head. Wiggle, wiggle, let him make the point land. Wiggle, let him cut through the noise like a headline machine. They come for the room, machine comes right with the room. He comes right in the hall. Beats more spatula. Here he comes. Hands in the air, let the burden come. No more income, no more shade. Spin City live and the whole place waits. Spin City, Spin City, Spin City, Spin City.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or wherever you might be. Mr. Balderson, good morning to you, sir. How is thee today?
Better now that stopped. Holy shit.
I do not know why it's echoing. I have nothing else open.
that was horrible.
No idea. I have no idea. Well, we've got some drama. We've got some drama mama today. Over the weekend, we have some drama over the reflecting pool, and we've got some breaking news coming your way. We've got some news on the Tyler Robinson case. If anybody doesn't know about Tyler Robinson is the guy that unalived Charlie Kirk. So, how are things on the farm today, Mr. Balderson?
Oh, it was cool the last couple days. So, as per usual, I hurt myself overworking while the weather was nice.
Well, that's good. You're overworking yourself, hurting yourself, just like I do.
It's the way it goes.
It's the way it is. It's what it is. You gotta have food. Anyway, let's dive into this. I've got two videos. I'm going to play this first one and then the second one. The second one is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. Oh. All right. Why aren't you coming up?
Hopefully
okay, there it is.
Echo.
There it is. So this video is 2 minutes and 40 seconds long. It's crazy.
Strong words from U.S. Attorney for D.C. Jeanine Pirro as new arrests are announced tied to alleged vandalism at the reflecting pool. And it comes as crews continue to clean up algae that appeared in the pool following a multi-million-dollar renovation project championed by President Donald Trump.
Jess Arnold joins us now live.
So now we're making arrests at the reflecting pool because people are stealing the paint.
Well, I mean, let's be
or whatever
real.
It is.
Let's be real about how ridiculous that is. Like the guys, they're they're taking the paint that's definitely going to get thrown away. It's not like it's reusable. Fucking,
I get it.
definitely
I get it. And then this one's funnier.
This isn't like a sign of we're embarrassed as fuck and we're just throwing a temper tantrum.
Right. Well, listen to this one. It's funny.
This is rolled out.
No,
that's
but
not
look,
paint.
you can see more of it underneath the water.
That's not
like
paint.
coating it.
I want my money back after seeing this. I think that it was a huge waste of money to begin with, and I think our resources could be used a lot better elsewhere. In a nutshell,
It was a great way to try and do something about it, but when you're dealing with so much square footage on such a mass, you know, you're going to run into issues like this.
I wonder, did they not let the paint set? What happened here?
I don't know. I mean, I've watched some videos on this.
Did they not properly clean it with acid before trying to paint it? What's going on there?
I know there was some speculation of that, Ben, but
I mean, that's typically the problem when anytime you're putting any kind of paint or adhesive onto a surface. If it doesn't work, typically it's because you didn't clean the surface properly. Like if you're gonna put something on a surface that's a sticker or something, you wipe it with alcohol, so that way you get any oils, any dust, anything like that off the surface, and then it's gonna adhere properly.
Sure. And here's the thing. I mean, look, everybody is so hell-bent on, you know, everybody's so hell-bent on, you know, why did we fix it? Why are we fixing the fountains? Why are we doing all these renovations and everything like that? Well, you know, these are monuments. These are historical monuments.
The problem here for those people, and you've got to recognize it, is that Trump has fucking added giant amounts to our national debt. Giant amounts,
right,
over and above spending, and fucking then he starts a war with Iran. He drives up prices for everything. He starts a war with Venezuela. He's starting a war with Cuba. He's fucking and so then to also go and spend money on the other things, which, don't get me wrong, some of this is Trump derangement syndrome. And it's just these people being jackasses, wanting him to fail, wanting to cry around. But there is a legitimate case to be made that, dude, if you wanted to do these nicing up America things, you should have maybe not blown all the money on going to war for Israel.
Security says Ben Balderson
got that big a pool.
Ben Balderson is running a pool cleaning special right now, $99.95. Howard, good to see you, sir. Sir, I asked for proofism, and nobody can give me proofism to fucking anything. So I'm still going to ask them for it, but you know, maybe someday we'll get it. You know, Ben, here's the thing. I think a lot of it is TDS. I think a lot of it.
I wouldn't say a lot, because there's a legitimate case that, dude, you're spending money like it's fucking like we have it, and we're $40 trillion in debt, plus $200 trillion in unfunded liabilities. So maybe don't spend a bunch of money.
You would think. You know, last night, when we were talking, I found this too, and I made a little funny or a little short out of it. It's worth it. Oh, it's worth it. You know, people.
I mean, personally, out of the two things, Spin, I'm okay with fixing up the national monuments. I'm not
I
okay
am too.
with blowing billions and trillions on wars.
I
That
get it.
has
I mean,
nothing to do with us. Like,
you
I'm
know,
okay with fixing shit up. I'm actually, to me, fixing up our monuments, that's part of beautifying America. And I'm all about
absolutely.
fixing up America. But am I about fucking going to wars in the Middle East? No, I'm not. And so people are a little sour about that.
Oh, I would be too. Howard says, sorry, Ben, there ain't much proofism anymore. The days of proofism are ending. Just no proofs anymore, dudes.
Yeah, somebody forgot to plant them.
Yeah. So I showed this to you last night, Ben. I don't know if we'll be able to see it very well, but we have the algae. And we had there were only 2 of these people out there. Save the algae. Let's grow algae. Let's grow.
That Eli Faust over here apparently has not noticed that they've been telling us the same story for 30 fucking years plus. And somehow, weirdly, Iran's never terrored us at all. You apparently have missed that part.
So I put this little short up. I don't know if I can get it any bigger. Hold on a second.
That's what you were telling her anyways.
I know. I'm telling you that we can see it a little better. So it's.
Yeah, what's that got to do with Iran there, Eli Faust? Are you trying to claim Iran is Antifa? Free diesel made from nice. Yes, security. Now we're talking biodiesel.
Absolutely. Biodiesel.
We've turned the reflecting pool into a biodiesel fucking plant.
So let's watch this. It's only about 28 seconds. Why is there no sound?
Because you're a rookie.
I'm not a rookie.
Well, then what's your excuse?
There it is. Okay. There it is. It's one out.
So you're not a rookie. You just make rookie moves.
I'm trying to figure this one out.
Let's grow. Let's grow. Let's grow. Let's grow.
Really?
Jackasses.
This is about asinine. Truthfully.
What jackasses?
I couldn't, Ben, I couldn't help it. I just could not help it. Why in the fuck? Why in the fuck would you even?
That's so fucking funny.
I mean,
from the one thing I did read is possibly in pumping the fucking pool full of H2 or hydrogen peroxide to try and kill the algae. That might have been what lifted up the fucking paint.
It might have. But you have to understand they're trying to fix something. And look, there are
I understand that construction crews today are pretty fucking handicapped, and the ones that the government hires are an extra level of handicap that the other ones don't achieve, and that's not necessarily on Trump. That's it's not like he went and personally hired the construction crew or anything like that, but fucking it's still hilarious. The whole thing is hilarious on both sides. They should have apparently used fucking the old fucking Flex Seal. It would have worked better.
I mean, well,
Could
speaking,
have got Billy Blanks out there. He could have been slapping them things on all day. Look, reflecting pool leak. Bam, gone.
speaking of Flex Seal,
Tired of your wheelchair falling apart at the worst moments? With the power of Flex Seal, those worries are over.
speaking of Flex Seal,
Oh, send spin to the minor league instead of DC. Oh,
that's all right. That's all right. I'm gonna meet up with him later. I'll smack him across the face for you. By the way, speaking of DC, we are going to DC. Here is a little snippet.
Celebrating America's 250th. We will be there live. Spin City News, teaming up with America Rising Media to broadcast a very special event with exclusive content. You can help crowdfund this below. Links in the description. DC, we will be live and we will be there. Spin City News and America Rising.
I'm dropping the link in the chat right now. If you can, if you are able to, obviously, please donate. We will be bringing it to your living room around the world. Over on YouTube, on the Spin City News channel, the Benjamin Balderson channel, X, Rumble, and Pilled.net. Coverage will be starting on the 3rd around 10 a.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. or 7 a.m. Pacific Time. So, and the coverage will go all day long. We will be doing interviews with some pretty predominant people, and we will have hey, Sarah the Raging Tomato will be there. I do have a commitment from her that she will be there, and we will be having Mr. Balderson come in and a couple other people that everybody knows and loves. So you don't want to miss it. Please help us out. Please click the Give, Send, Go. $10, $5, $1. It all helps with the cause. Anyway, back to the reflecting pool.
Yeah, I understand the wanting to start fixing up. Although there's also a case to be made. If you're going to fix something up, the infrastructure might be nice, motherfucker. But
I don't disagree. I mean, I know that they were having some problems. I know that they were having some problems with the filtration system, et cetera, et cetera.
I can't even imagine what the filtration system on something that large has to be.
They were putting nano bubblers in it to try and, combat some of the algae.
I'm not sure
that.
I'm not sure exactly how a bubbler is going to combat it.
I don't know. I don't know much. I don't know much about that. But what I do know,
bubblers keep the fucking water aerated. It keeps oxygen.
Well, doesn't that help the? Doesn't that help with like filtration and keeping the algae down?
Quite a bit, I think, is if they maybe had some movement to it, but then it really wouldn't be a reflecting pond. You'd lose that type of fucking action. That's a rough fucking rough deal to deal with. And like I said, construction companies are, they've gotten real garbage in California here. There's things that there was a whole case where the government the company that did road work was so bad and the road fell apart immediately. So they withheld their pay and they fucking sued the government and won and got the pay for their fucking,
wow.
Yeah. And now the government has to turn around and re-sue them for improperly done work.
Sure. Well, it's crazy. It's crazy to think that
if the government's paying for those flock cameras? I don't know that the government's paying for them. That's a fucking good question, Analog. Who the fuck is paying for all these flock cameras?
Well, I think with the flock cameras, it's like a state thing. I think the states are paying for them.
I think there's a private business.
They might be, Ben. I'm not sure.
Information, working with them, like has a subscription or whatever. Yeah, Flock Safety is a privately held technology company backed by major venture capital firms. So that's all private.
Yeah. So yeah, Thunder Chicken says, I think it's city municipality for flock.
Well, see, yeah, it's private. And the whole reason that I originally even thought that is that there's been cities that have voted against the flock cameras, and the fucking things are still appearing. They don't care that the city said no. They're like, no.
Can anybody buy a flock camera?
I don't know how they got they definitely have government backing of some kind. If not monetarily, then at least they're giving them permissions to do things, because you sure as fuck can't just go fucking put a permanent camera down at the park. You can yourself go stand there and record at the park, but you can't put the camera there.
Absolutely. No, I get that. I know I've seen them on businesses. So
yeah, that's the way I see it. They're Thunder Chicken. It's a privately owned company that's selling their service to the municipalities 100%. Sure. So that's why those things are appearing everywhere still. And even though we don't have good infrastructure, because that's private companies throwing them fuckers up. And then the government, rather than paying for infrastructure, is like, no, we need that information on the citizens.
Yeah, I don't know.
And at some point in time, you can't even tell me those Waymos are basically a flock camera. There's got to be recordings of everything those things are seeing. Like,
sorry, Ben, I was dealing with something over on my channel. You know how the verticals are wild, man.
Yeah, anyway, Howdy, that is how that's panning out. We do not spend our money well.
Well,
and, that's the damn problem. I don't really have a problem with the UFC nor fixing a monument. But we definitely and we overspend on education. We need to fix that. That system needs to be revamped entirely. All the programs that we're using need to be gone through again. We're throwing more money at it and receiving worse results for what we're doing. And that doesn't make sense. But we definitely should be spending money to overhaul it. We should be spending money to fix our infrastructure. We should be putting money. If we're going to be giving people money to do things, we should be giving people money to rebuild manufacturing in the United States so we can bring back jobs that fucking make people some money.
Well, look, I know the US, we do waste a lot of money on things, but you're right, Ben. We should be treating our nation's capital a lot better than what it is, right? We should be fixing it. We should be cleaning it up. We should be taking care of.
Yeah, we don't want to be India. We don't want we don't want our infrastructure, or not infrastructure, but
our monuments, our national parks and stuff like that. We don't want them to go to shit. I mean,
I agree with that, but on the same token, like I said, while I will agree with that spending, there's vast amounts of spending that I absolutely don't agree with, including the war machine, which takes up a giant amount of our fucking income. A lot of the foreign aid that we give out to fucking Israel, the other shitty nations that we're just supporting fucking 100%. Stop doing that. I agree. Let's fix up our fucking country. Get our people off the streets, get our homeless fucking with having real jobs that they can be proud of and shit. Let's do that.
Absolutely. And one Tom says following politics is neurotic. I don't think it's neurotic. I think that everything that is going on should be exposed and talked about. And that's how life is now. I mean,
well, that's how it's always been. I think, what was it? And maybe Socrates, Aristotle, somebody said,
something like that.
If you don't pay attention to politics, then you end up being ruled by your lessers.
Right. And again, I appreciate the comment, but think about it in an analytical perspective. Like,
I don't pay attention to the propaganda. I don't give a shit about that. But fucking the Senate, you got to pay attention to what them shitbags are doing. They make laws. When the president is writing things with a pen, and making laws and bypassing the system, then you got to pay attention. The last time we had a president that was this happy with the pen, it was fucking FDR, who completely overhauled our whole system, and everybody loved it. They basically loved him at the time. He was doing much more giveaway type things to the people.
Yep.
But now the bill is coming due for that, and we're finding out how bad that system has been run and all the faults in it as it falls apart, and only basically one generation, maybe two, received any benefits from this, and that all the other generations are having to pay the bill.
Well, Howard says it is somewhat neurotic now due to how news are run and the mainstream media news, that is.
100%.
Yes, absolutely. 100%. 100%.
Yeah, no, the mainstream media, especially since the Smith-Mundt Act was axed, the mainstream media is fully allowed to propagandize the United States public at this point, and they do. And I can't remember which government figure it was that said it, but he said, we'll know that our misinformation campaign is complete when the American public doesn't know anything that's, true. Sure, and we're pretty much at that point.
Well, look, it makes me so mad at times because it gives all the news and all discussions a bad rap.
No, not really. It's moved the public substantially, dude. This has actually been a good thing for people like you and I, where now the mainstream media is now untrustworthy, and so people are going, honestly, like in 2016 had Bernie Sanders went with a heavily internet campaign and social media organized campaign and split from the Democrat Party, I believe that he had a legitimate chance in fucking trying to do it the old ways, with the fucking the old systems, is where he fucked himself and let the DNC screw him over. And I think that that's getting taken away. They're taking control of that sphere. Like you see, even in 2016, all the big names were just fucking Wild West guys. Like they didn't have any control of them. Now who's the big names on the internet? Guys like Tucker Carlson and shit. He ain't independent. That guy is the definition of the company. Like, he is absolutely the mainstream media. So are all these other people that have taken over the entire sphere, because rather than, so they had to figure out a way to get the control back. So all they do is pretend like these people left the network, like they aren't still backed, like they don't still have fucking giant setups that cost fucking multiple $1 million to run.
Sure. And you know, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you know, wherever you get your news from is where you get your news from. And you know, I have prided myself, honestly, in trying to bring good discussion and news to the audience and the internet, because it's unscripted. It's there's no teleprompter in front of us. Is there a teleprompter in front of us, Ben?
No,
There's a screen with two guys up here.
there's a
You know,
small pile of cannabis that I'm grinding up. I'm getting ready to make
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm just sick and tired of you know, everybody hating on Trump, number one, because he's trying to fix stuff that has needed to be fixed for years.
But the problem, again, you're not wanting to take into account that the guy has already basically doubled our national deficit and just flagrantly spent money on all kinds of crazy shit. And he's doing it all at once while having a fucking war with Iran, while having trying to start a war with Cuba, while having a war with Venezuela, while all this is money we don't have, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like if all he was spending money on was fixing up the monuments, then I don't think people would be so fucking irate. But the fact is most people in America are fucking destitute, dude. Pull up the numbers for how many people are eating out of the food banks. And he's not fixing those problems. Those are the ones people care about. Those are the ones. Did he run his campaign on I'm gonna fix up the monuments in Washington D.C., or did he run his campaign on I'm gonna fix the economy? I'm gonna have no new wars.
Well, I'm just doing a cursory search. 50 million and that is from the Feeding America, and direct food bank supporters is 8.6 million people.
Do you know what kind of a giant percentage that is of people that are so food destitute that they're fucking willing to go get fucking expired food shit that the grocery store won't sell just to eat?
Oh yeah.
Do you think that those people give a fuck what the reflecting pool looks like?
No.
And this is what I'm saying. So when you're sitting there saying that you get mad that they're criticizing Trump ain't kept up to his promises, dude.
There is things that he has not kept up on. Yes, you're absolutely right. I don't disagree with that.
Well, then why shouldn't they be mad?
I agree. Everybody, you know,
the things that he promised them, he's not giving them, and then he's giving them things that he never talked about. He didn't campaign on I'm going to fix up Washington and make it pretty. He campaigned on no new wars. We have he's just starting the world on fire with new wars. He campaigned on I'm going to fix the economy. The economy is a dumpster fire. And that little bit of relief that we got for a very short time on the fuel prices, you know that the fucking overwhelming bombing that just happened last night completely tanked that.
Yeah, I haven't been out today to see what the gas prices are, but let me see if I can do.
So much for ceasefire. Like we didn't all already know that Israel was going to wipe their ass with that ceasefire.
Well, it's saying the gas prices.
Yeah,
Just
that's
a cursory search.
This just happened last night.
No, I know.
What do you think's going to happen as the fucking ceasefire is done? And take a little trip is 100% right. And this is also a problem in America. Because of this, there's going to be a fucking fertilizer shortage. And because of the fertilizer shortage, the food costs, which have already spiked because of shipping costs, what do you think is going to happen to that further?
$3.93 per gallon over the national average today. That's what it's saying. And that is up from yesterday at $3.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
So in other news, listen to this shit, Ben. Democratic-led states balk at the Great American State Fair. Now, I'm going to read
Great
this.
American State Fair.
That is the Freedom 250.
Okay.
That is in part of the Freedom 250. So it says a grand state fair highlighting American culture is set to kick off at the National Mall this week ahead of the country's 250th anniversary. But several states have publicly said they will not attend the event. At least 7 states led by Democratic governors have opted not to send official representatives to the Great American State Fair, with some raising concerns that the event is shaping up to be more partisan than it has been billed.
Well, if the Democrats don't go, how do you expect it not to be partisan if you don't send your representatives?
When I read this morning, I said the same fucking thing, Ben.
Like, geez, there's only Republicans there. You decided not to go.
Exactly. Now listen to this shit. It's funny. The 16 days of festivities on the National Mall kick off Thursday, and each day will center on a different facet of American history. Massachusetts, North Carolina, Washington, Illinois, Oregon, and Connecticut are all cited budget constraints in their reasons for not attending. And the number 7 is Maine. Maine's tourism office told a reporter it declined the invitation because of scheduling demands during a busy summer season. Additionally, a spokesperson for Pennsylvania's tourism board told The Hill on Wednesday that the state is still making a determination on whether it will participate. So that would be number 8. The fair's organizer, Freedom 250, said all 50 states and U.S. territories will be represented.
Just apparently not by their public officials.
And Howard comes in with the big 249. I'm not sure what that is in American money, but the event sounds
I think it's 20. It's about $20.
Okay, I apologize. I don't know the currency. With the big 20.
It doesn't even make sense because fucking Norway, they actually, while they have a national debt, the only reason that they have a national debt is because they're making so much money off of their money that the interest rate on the national debt is less than what they're earning.
Sure.
So they would lose money by paying off their national debt. So really, they are one of the few economies. There's not a lot of economies that aren't at a net negative. They are at a net positive by a lot. So it doesn't even make sense to me, but whatever.
Well, whether, and it goes on to say, whether whether represented by a governor's office, a tourism board, or a beloved state company or organization, every community will be celebrated, and every American will see themselves in this once in a generation event.
Oh boy. Oh boy. You know what that last statement just said?
Yeah.
Inclusion. Like they're gonna have all the fucking groups. It's gonna be an LGBTQ A29 R2D2.
I mean, they, like Oregon spokesperson says, similarly cited participation costs, in addition to growing concerns that the event in Washington, D.C. is shaping up to be more partisan affair than originally presented.
Well, yes, if the Democratic representatives don't show up, then by the very nature of that, it starts to become a Republican event. Yes, that is how that works.
Massachusetts, listen to this shit. Be careful, Ben. I don't know who that is.
Well, it has to be somebody you gave the link to.
Hello. Hi,
Yes.
Dolly.
Be very careful, Ben. The link is in the chat.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Drop the link in the chat.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yeah, I did. I mean, here's another one, Ben. Massachusetts Governor Mara Healy says, did not mince words when she asked by a listener during an appearance several weeks ago about whether she would welcome President Trump to anniversary celebrations in her state. So now it's getting crazy, and it's saying President Trump is too busy with his Great American State Fair down in DC that everybody's bailing on. Why should we even have it? One somebody said.
Well, there has been quite a few debacles with it. That's a fact. And thank you for coming up, Dolly Bear. There has been quite a few debacles with it so far. The music industry tends to be very leftist, and
Sure.
a lot of people don't think of that. And basically, all the big music acts have bailed on the event to the point where Trump, even fucking Matt Walsh, was pissed when Trump put out like a tweet that was like, you know, screw these music acts. I'm going to give a rousing speech. And he's like, we don't want to hear you fucking talk for hours. Like, this isn't a Trump fucking,
right?
Like, this isn't a Donald Trump campaign. This is the freaking 250th fucking anniversary of our freedom from Britain, like, and becoming an independent nation. This isn't Donald Trump fucking campaigning. So, but a ton of those musicians bailed on him.
Sure. And you know, look,
although some of them, I don't know what the fuck he's even doing getting them, like fucking what's his name from Poison, Brett Michaels or whatever the fuck. Who gives a shit about Poison? They weren't even that popular back then. You know, they had like a couple of years of being popular in the 80s. Big deal. Hail Gary!
Right. You know, and here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. We should celebrate or at least have something, right?
Yeah.
For the nation's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we should. I don't know if the big grandiose thing that's you know going on is worth it. However,
They definitely should have something going on. I don't know if this isn't a little excessive. Weeks of basically partying and just blowing money on excessive shows. And when you historically start comparing that to the fall of other empires, this does track with the end of empires, where these leaders start fucking being more worried about building monuments to themselves and doing grandiose fucking parties and shows rather than taking care of the people. That's actually poison was rad.
Well, listen, everybody, you're right. We should celebrate stuff. I don't know if a grandiose thing was really appropriate, but
expect it to be somewhat grandiose, but not weeks long. Like, that's insane.
Well, it is from the 25th until the 10th of July.
You've got to roll the UFC into it, or else we got to pretend like that whole UFC event with jets and everything else was just for the fucking president's birthday, and we just blew an insane amount of money on the president's birthday. So it's one or the other.
It absolutely is a part of the 250. Now,
that's what I'm saying. So how many weeks does this event carry on? This is honestly looking like Rome back in the day, or any other empire when they were getting ready to fold.
Sure. Now, here's a list of the events that are going on. So the 25th is the American Canon opening day. The next day is the 26th is Land and Prosperity. The 27th is the American Canvas. Sunday, the 28th is Military and Veterans Appreciation Day. The 29th is Everyday Health and Well-Being, Maha Monday.
I'm sure that'll go over big in a giant festival after everybody spent a week getting drunk and fucking eating as much as they can. Yeah, I see how that tracks.
Tuesday is Future of America. Wednesday is Faith, Values, and Inspiration. Thursday is Horsepower of America. It's celebrating the engines, the muscle, and the spirit that keeps this nation moving forward. From the iron horses to modern machines, America's love of power, speed, and craftsmanship. Friday, July 3rd, when I will be there and starting coverage, Wings of Freedom honors the American instinct to rise, transforming imagination into lift and discipline into forward motion. That's where all the military flyovers and everything like that will happen. July 4th.
Flying suits.
What's that?
I said personalized flying suits.
Yeah, it could be. It could be
booster suits.
It could be. And then
Booster
July
shoes
4th.
even.
What's that?
I said booster shoes even.
Well, yeah, I mean, boats, all that kind of stuff. And then Saturday, the last day that I will be there, is Independence Day, or July 4th. And celebrating 250 years of American history with a grand scale Independence Day celebration on the National Mall.
See, it seems like they could cut all that out except for the 3rd and the 4th, in my opinion. The rest of that,
breathtaking displays. It's featuring breathtaking displays of patriotism, live performances, and a monumental fireworks show over the nation's capital.
Yeah,
I think it's make as much money as possible for those amount of days.
dude. Like
That's
I
all
said,
it
it just 100% reminds me of every other empire as it was collapsing. They started having grandiose events. They didn't as the people were destitute and starving and eating out of food banks. You know, the wealthy are partying and having a giant celebrations.
Sure.
They start trying to make giant monuments to themselves. We see this like
is he on Mount Rushmore yet?
No, he's definitely not going to make it on Mount Rushmore. Yeah, that would take some. The Mount Rushmore project was done in a different era. They've been working on the Crazy Horse Mountain for decades, and that's nowhere near completion.
Sure. Well, you know, here's the thing. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's a once. They're right. It is a once in a lifetime. It is a once in a lifetime thing.
Sure.
Right.
I don't disagree with
But they're
that.
turning it into like a festival.
Dude, that's weeks worth of extravagance for no fucking reason.
And who's paying for it?
The United States public. Like that's
Right.
weeks of extravagance. Like what is the point to that? As our economy is in a complete shambles, and he wants to fix up the monuments, and he wants to spend money here and spend money there, and apparently hasn't looked that we're fucking $40 trillion fucking dollars in debt, plus another 200 trillion in fucking liabilities that we have unfunded. Like, that's so much money. That's just, and our system's collapsing, and him and his Richie friends are fucking partying, and you expect people to be cool with that? Like, that's extravagance. That's insane extravagance. You could cut all that out except for the third and the fourth and still properly celebrate the United States, do the patriotic thing, you know, all of that, and have that done in 2 days instead of 2 weeks of fucking just partying.
Sure,
Can tell us
absolutely.
how much the average American family is spending on their 4th of July, just the one day party alone for their family that they can't afford, and what the cost difference is from other years.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, at the end of it all,
Social Security the whole time.
You know, it's what in my lifetime, I'm damn near 50 years old. In my lifetime,
you're young
it's
yet.
something that I will always. It's something that I want to see.
I already bought my 250-year buckets. I already got my buckets and my flags.
Oh, do you?
I'm ready to celebrate. I do.
I also think it's a big deal. That's an achievement as an empire to fucking make it that long and still be standing.
We're
That's
just
something.
talking about the average citizen can't afford these big parties. They're not going to be able to go to these parties. And who's paying for the party?
Well, and you know, that's why I am taking my cameras and I'm going up there and I'm going to stream it for people that can't afford it, you know, and that's the whole mission.
Hotels are already booked.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Each individual community, though, I have to admit, is doing something for the 250th year.
100%.
If you look at your local communities, like here in Wisconsin, we have West Dallas doing something, New Berlin is doing something, Oak Creek is doing something. Every little city is doing something that's going to be a huge production. So if you were able to put a booth up and buy your own booth, maybe you have an opportunity to make some really good money. you know,
Right.
or selling your glow sticks that you bought at the dollar store because you paid for your.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that before.
You paid for your permit to be able to sell them during the fireworks. If
Yep.
you were able to do that, you actually are going to make bank this year, probably, if you really put your mind to it. Because people are going to say, it's that, oh, okay, hun, let's just spend it. It's this one time, once in a lifetime thing. So maybe there is an opportunity there for people to.
It's a big deal, and I get it, but the extravagance that they've pulled out in a time when we're so destitute as a country and as a people, fucking that's insanity to me. The event, the third and the fourth.
That's how I feel about it there, because I feel like they are using the people's money there.
100%. Vast amounts of the people's money. They're
like
the extra security.
Communities, you have to pay $50 to put a booth up. You have to pay $100 to have your own booth up. So you're paying into buying space to your community locally. I don't know that that's how the White House is doing that.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Let me see.
Are they hiring a whole carnival and it's
yes. Oh yes. There's a big carnival going to be there.
Or are we going to find out the carnival volunteered? They just wanted to be a part of it the day.
I believe the carnival is Majestic. It's Majestic Midways, and I don't think that you have to. I don't think that you have to buy tickets. I think it was paid for by the federal government. I think. I'm just going to do a cursory search.
Yeah, say that fucking 5 times fast.
I know.
Anyways,
right?
I just came up here because I saw that there was just a couple of you guys, and I've always wanted to be up here. I'm a little fan junkie of listening to you guys talk all the time.
Well, we appreciate it.
So I just came up to say hi.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I'll see you guys around. Bye, Ben.
Have an excellent day, Dolly.
And yes, Dolly, really quickly, you can set up a booth at the National Mall, but it will require a special event permit from the National Park Service because it is considered an organized activity outside the normal visitor experiment or experience. So yes, you can set up a booth.
Okay. Well, see, there is opportunity then, per se.
Yeah, there is opportunity.
So there you go. Come on. We need to start open that hot dog stand with some like relish and mustard and ketchup and buns. The steam dog.
Yeah, right.
I don't know, something. Cotton candy. Rent a cotton candy machine for $150.
There'll be copies of everything. Like
mini
copies
donuts
of everything.
Everybody eats mini donuts.
Okay, we're making mini donuts. Let's go.
Mini donuts. Mini donuts.
We
yeah,
could do this. Good. We could really do this, you guys.
You can't really fail
donuts.
Donut guy.
Yeah, YouTube donuts. Yeah, there you go.
The Benjamin donut.
Yeah.
The Benjamin donut.
The Benjamin YouTube donut. It could be in the shape of a bee.
Well, put the one of those things like in the corner that goes to the channel. The scan thing on the package.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And then your Instagram logo and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
For everybody to scan and be like, amazing.
That's smart.
See?
That's smart.
Yeah,
that's
what we got to think. See, that's what Trump wants us to do. Trump wants us to think. He wants us to get motivated. Too bad I'm afraid to travel.
You better bring
Anyways, you guys take it easy. Thanks a lot for everything.
Thank you very much for coming up.
It's nice meeting you.
You too. Thanks, guys.
Yep, no problem. That was nice. Another another person, you know, that enjoys our content, it's a good thing.
Blaze,
thank you very much. You know, speaking of the 250, we'll play this again. There's a QR code up in the left-hand side of your screen. If you can, $5-10, it helps us out. But we are going to the America 250 or the Freedom 250 celebration. Live coverage starts on the 3rd, the 4th through the fireworks.
Celebrating America's 250th. We will be there live. Spin City News, teaming up with America Rising Media to broadcast a very special event with exclusive content. You can help crowdfund this below. Links in the description. DC, we will be live and we will be there. Spin City News and America Rising.
I also just did drop the link in the chat if you'd like to donate $5-10, whatever.
I can't disagree with you either, Lee. Like Karen says, I do feel it's still my country, and just because the people that are running it are shitbags, I hold the hope that the people in the middle are just not being heard and represented, because the more I talk to people, the more you can reason with people. And I feel like we, you know, just like any other time, we're seeing the crazies, the fringe group crazies, and they're the ones controlling us. And fucking, if we can galvanize the center, and we can start having some rational fucking decency again. And I think that we can do that. And I've been working hard myself to try and make those steps and start talking to the normal people as best as I can.
Sure, absolutely. We are 62 minutes in. Let's look at something else. Starmer announces resignation. And it's the Prime Minister.
What's up, Delta? Yeah, the Northern Europe is a mess.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mess. The immigration problems, the people are tired of it. They feel disempowered, disenfranchised. And then the energy crisis that they're going through that we don't really talk about because we're a good portion of the reason they're having it.
That's true.
Like, our news don't want to talk about that. Like,
well,
they were
he's citing his parliamentary party's feedback on his leadership. Mounting pressure from the Labor Party and recent local election defeats led to the decision. So he has been replaced, and you know, it has something to do with the immigrants and migrants and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, you're taking a culture, which I'm not even against. I don't even have all the Muslim hate that everybody else has, but you're taking a very different culture, and rather than forcing them to, or rather than trickling it in and forcing the ones there to integrate, they're going the opposite route with it and trying to force the people of Northern Europe to integrate to their ways. And that's never going to work well with the locals.
Right. You know, and at the underside of this is those people are crazy over there.
Which ones?
Over in Britain and London, and you know, they're tearing shit up.
You're talking about the immigrants over there.
Yeah. They're tearing shit up because they want to get rid of them now.
Oh, you're talking about the locals. That's in Ireland.
The locals.
That's in Ireland.
We're going to go to Ireland next. I'm looking for some video. I'm looking for some video on Ireland.
Yeah, they were dragging their councilmen out of their houses and shit. Like, and I knew that was coming. The for me, always the key sign that things are about to get crazy is when kids get drug into it. And like when that migrant was obviously predating on those two either junior high or high school girls, and the one girl turned around and pulled a knife, and that girl got in trouble. Like, I knew that things were about to get hit. The shit was hitting the fan. You can't piss with people's kids like that.
Belfast, and what it's all about in Ireland, and I'm just did a cursory search, is they're raging against cost of fuel.
I did just say that there's an energy crisis in Northern Europe, and the reason that they have that energy crisis and we don't talk about it, Russia has that giant pipeline because Russia's been buying Europe its energy. And I mean, like, so now that we've had, and this is also part of why Northern Europe, they're like, yeah, we're not so much with this war because they get their energy from Russia. Well, Biden blew up that fucking pipeline that was supposed to help fix the energy crisis in Europe, and Biden blew that fucker up. And then for months denied it, and then finally it came out that it was the United States that blew it up. Like, yeah, we did that shit because Russia, the moves that Russia made in recent history, they burnt all their GMO crops in their country down to the fucking ground and replanted their country entirely organic, and are giving grants to young couples that want to go out and farm. They paid off their debt to the World Bank and renationalized their money. So that means that they're technically broke, but they have no debt and their money's theirs. So if they can start hustling mad amounts of fucking fuel, be it natural gas and whatnot, to Northern Europe, they're making bank. Their economy is going to fucking break out.
Right. You know, and there's a fuel. There's all kinds of.
The knife was in Scotland. I thought that was in Ireland. But either way, I knew all these things are going to kick off in Northern Europe because you're seeing shit like that. The women are getting assaulted. The kids are getting assaulted.
Oh yeah.
I can't think. These men have been severely neutered, but you see a little girl or your wife getting hurt, your nuts grow 3 sizes that day.
Absolutely. Jack over on Rumble says England is what globalism does to a country, which is why I say globalism is treason.
I would agree, sir. I would agree. The NAFTA is what really fucked us on that whole globalist thing, and it made it so these super elite, wealthy elites no longer had to be doing things that are beneficial to the United States. Now the world is just a board game for them, and they're absolutely globalist, and they couldn't give a shit which countries rise and fall. They care about their dollar.
Absolutely. John Stewart says the reflection pool, you can't mix water and oil.
John Stewart was hanging in our chat.
You don't paint latex over an oil-based number one. Number two, to get rid of the algae, you've got to treat it with aluminum phosphate. And that is right up your alley, sir.
Yeah, I would personally not treat it like that. I think one of their concerns is just the people going into the pool. There's definitely, I agree with the first part. I knew there was definitely some reason that the paint wasn't sticking. You definitely can't put latex over top of a fucking oil paint. When I remember when latex first became a thing, and everybody, they did it in our school. all that they painted it, and months later, all that paint was peeling off in big old fucking sheesh. Like 100% correct on that. I knew there was definitely some reason that was peeling like that. I hadn't looked into it at all.
Sure. Well, you know,
they should have used Flex Seal.
And I'll let you read that. Globalism, colonialism,
cacistocracy.
Yeah, something.
Oh fuck. We're in a straight, I would say right now we're currently in a cross between we're still in an oligarchy, but their means of achieving it at this point is through technocracy. So we're in an oligarchic technocracy, if I was going to classify it.
Douglas says because they took the lead out of paint.
Well, there's also a conspiracy theory that they took the lead out of paint because of the radiation that it blocks, because all the different waves and all the different ways that they're seeing into your house and all the different tech that just fucking goes through your shit. Well, lead stops all that.
Sure. Colty says it was fun to peel it.
Yes, it was. It really was. It come off in such large, like just you could peel like half the wall.
Sure. Howard says, yeah, transitioning to transhumanism and technology flat out.
Yeah, well, I think that's because these oligarchs don't really either they're spiritually deficient or they are understand that they're not going to make it. They're not great people. They haven't done the great work. They've done everything to bypass it. And so I think that they believe through transhumanism, they basically can become gods and fucking not go through the great work at all.
Yeah. What else do we have up here?
I mean, you know, you can't really blame them. All the powerful try to achieve immortality in some way or another.
Oh, here's one for you out of Politico, Ben. Here's one. Los Angeles schools chief resigns following FBI raids.
Well, see, this is California reminds me very much of what Northern Europe is going through. And even the rest of the country. We're in such an upheaval time. The people themselves are so unhappy with the governments, but they don't know how to break away from it because we're just reshuffling the same shitty players over and over. No matter how you mix it, it's the same fucking people in the mix. And in California, you're seeing this where we just about had 2 Republicans on the ticket for governor and no Democrats even representing because people are so fucking unhappy with the way things are going that they literally just about put 2 Republicans in. Now, I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that's going to fix it. I think the two-party people got to wise up to the 2-party system and the Republicans and Democrats and the manipulation that they have had on the American public for decades and decades. But
sure,
that's going to take time.
So I guess I didn't know LA. They overturned their big city attorney also, and their well, here's what it is, Ben. They embattled Superintendent Alberto Carvalho of Los Angeles Unified School District. It is the second largest school district since 2022. Had been placed on leave by the board a few days following the raids. The raids were in connection with a criminal investigation.
Of what?
Something about a defunct technology startup that did business with the school. FBI agents in Florida also searched a property in Southwest Ranches, a community in Broward County, Florida, which according to public records belongs to Deborah Kerr, an education consultant who worked with All Here and claimed the company owed her $630,000.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of that going around right now with a lot of these tech companies that just started up out of nowhere and then are disappearing out of nowhere, and they're fucking leaving mad bills behind them. That's happening a lot. Almost as bad as the during the whole when the crypto coins were real bad, when fucking everybody was making their own crypto coin and it was all just a scam.
Yeah. So that is a little news out of California.
That I don't understand 100% what his criminality supposedly would be in this. You know, they worked with some tech company that went defunct, and it sounds like maybe that tech company was doing, who knows what they were doing. It didn't really explain.
It sounded more like maybe he was like selling them a product. He was selling his own stuff.
Yeah, I mean, every day there's just other things. I guess there have been unrest and riotous behavior over the FIFA World Cup or the soccer.
Oh, that's soccer, dude. That's I didn't. Have you never checked out soccer?
I'm not a big soccer fan. I'm not.
Yeah, there's always riots in soccer. Soccer, they are wild about soccer, dude. Internationally, huh? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They are crazy with the soccer.
They riot when they win.
They riot when they win. They riot when they lose. They riot when they riot. When cops get involved, they riot. Like, looking that's just what soccer people do, dude.
International.
So now, just a couple hours ago,
have you ever seen that video where that guy jumped on the soccer field and ran across the soccer field, and the cop tackled him and started beating him? The one cop started beating him with a billy club, and that soccer player gave him a fucking Superman flying knee right into the side of the cop's head, like from like 5 feet away, just like zoosh. It just cracked that cop right in the side of the head.
Oh, like, yeah, I saw that. So here's just 2 hours ago, this was posted. A Texas grandmother killed after self-driving Tesla crashes into a home in Texas.
Oofta.
A 76-year-old Martha Avila died from injuries sustained after an out-of-control Tesla crashed into her home on Friday, June 19th. The driver of the Tesla was also taken to the hospital. I don't know if everybody knows this, but Teslas, they have a self-driving feature. Okay. And it's not always right. It's not always right. And apparently the lady was in, Martha was out at her mailbox and the Tesla did something, and unfortunately became to her unaliving.
Yeah, there's been a lot more. There was just recently another report with a Tesla doing something crazy in self-driving. That's starting to become fairly commonplace, as that's becoming you're seeing it more commonly as it's getting used more. And
like the Waymos in San Francisco.
Yeah, oh dude, the Waymos are fucking wild, right? Yeah. Like that one Waymo that took and drove right through a police shootout.
Yeah, right.
No.
Oh, let's see. Oh, here's another good one. Judge quashes 6 grand jury subpoenas against Minnesota officials. So a federal judge has quashed 6 grand jury subpoenas the Trump administration served against Minnesota state and local government offices, including Tampon Timmy Governor Tim Walz and Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry, ruling the subpoenas were retaliatory and unlawful.
If they're fucking seen through by a grand jury, then apparently there was cause. That's what they say to us when they hit us with a grand jury.
So
hey, Stinky Paradox said in Atlanta a month ago, 50 Waymos went rogue and had an AI. I saw that shit. It wasn't it in a suburb, and they were like doing circles in the fucking
it was doing circles in the parking lot.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is
that
happening right now?
So the subpoenas had been served. Now listen to this shit. The subpoenas had been served against the Minnesota governor's office, the attorney general, 2 mayors, boards of commissioners, and Hennepin County's board of commissioners. In his ruling, Judge Schlitz wrote that using grand jury proceedings to pressure political opponents into taking official action, particularly action the federal government cannot directly require, is a blatant, unlawful, and unethical use of the grand jury process. So basically, what this is about is ICE, the Immigration Customs Enforcement. Okay? That's what this is all about. Waltz for balls is cum guzzler. Can't stand him. Yes, Cass.
But I got to agree with what this judge did myself. I got to agree with what this judge did. Personally, I think ICE is horribly overstepping. I think that if this was done right, that Minnesota is not doing its job, that should have been handled in court. That, to me, empowering a federal agency to start enforcing things in the states, that goes against the way America was set up. Like the more power we give the federal government, the worse off we are.
Well, you know what? I agree. And along that lines, here's another one. Federal officials plan border push in denaturalization cases. So we all know that people have been here and they are causing problems.
State that again.
Federal officials plan border push in denaturalization cases. So let me read it. It's a couple paragraphs. The Trump administration is putting new attention on denaturalization, a legal process that can take away citizenship from naturalized Americans. The Justice Department says it plans to file more than 250 cases before the fiscal year ends this September. That number is small compared with the millions of naturalized citizens living across the country. Still, the increase stands out because denaturalization cases have historically been rare, making this one of the administration's most closely watched immigration actions. The most recent is Minnesota Ilhan Omar. I know. Well, if everybody doesn't know I know, Ben. I know. Just keep rubbing your head. If everybody knows that Ilhan Omar got her citizenship through marrying her brother. And then she divorced her brother and got married to some white dude. That's how she got her citizenship. Go ahead, Ben. Just go ahead. It's okay. So basically what they want to do is take her citizenship away.
It really does seem politically motivated at that point in time to disempower her, which I'm not a fan. I don't think she's a good politician in any way, shape, or form.
No.
But that's some lawfare bullshit right there, where you're really going I honestly, and we both know this, I'm not a fan of democracy. I think democracy is a horrible system. But if that's the system you're using, anything that you're doing to subvert it, it should definitely be fucking dealt with. Like, you're literally subverting the will of the people by attempting, like, just like I felt like this when they tried to keep Trump off the ballot. Like, you can't do that. If the people want him, that's what they want. This is what you're trying to tout is democracy. Again,
Absolutely.
I'm not a big fan of democracy, but if that's what you're saying your system is, then you need to let democracy speak.
Right. You know, and here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with the aluminum phosphate. I'm just saying off the top of my head, I'm not sure if there's any side effects that using that is going to have.
Absolutely. Let's see. What else do we have? Huh. You know, the news every day, it's just getting crazier and crazier and crazier. Here's another one.
It has to try and keep people, and this gets more into a esoteric type shit, occult type shit. But when you put people in this panic state, their they turn into a primal thought process, and so they think with more of their vital brain, their fight and flight brain, instead of their higher thought brain. And where if you start, and this is one of the things that I try to bring to the panel world, like, there's a bunch of information you guys are operating without. So I have faith that most people, when you start, and you've seen me do this on panels, where I'll trash both sides, and I'll just bring facts that their sides are doing and saying, hey, let's find a place in the middle that doesn't include these shitbags.
Sure.
Like, why are we letting them do this to us? You're not happy with this. I'm not happy with this. Why are we saying that this is the good option? I understand, you know, like for the MAGA people, I understand you didn't like Kamala Harris, but that doesn't mean Trump's good. And everything that he's doing has been all bad. Fucking, like, there are good Americans that are capable of leadership, that are fucking have morality and are qualified, that we could have in these positions. Why are the options that the DNC and the RNC put in front of us such trash all the time?
Right. Well,
what's up, Motor CD? Yeah, why is lesser of two evils our voting pattern?
Sure.
Why is that, as Glenn said, he was the lesser of two evils? Why is that our voting pattern? Why can't we have a person that's good? We've got what, 380 million people in this country, and
something like that.
An amazing country with amazing people. And like at the beginning of the last election, it was two shitbags that were both fucking near 80 years old, that neither of them are worth a shit. And fucking both of them have shown that their leadership is horrible. And this is our options. Why?
Well, you know, and Jack 985 over on Rumble says Omar's parents were some kind of Somalian dictators, weren't they? And I have heard that many times from a lot of people. I just did a cursory search, and I wasn't coming up. I've seen it before.
And this is what I'm talking about. Hits me. This is that not thinking thing, where now you've been told Trump is a racist. When you looked at the card, like Kamala was the last minute replacement, it was Joe Biden and Trump. Joe Biden, his actual policies he put in place were racist. He is the author of the 3 strikes laws, the mandatory minimum laws, the things that decimated the black communities. He came up with the term and spread the term super predators for young black men. When when they tried to desegregate or desegregate schools, he said he didn't want that because he didn't want his kids going to the jungle. That's actual racism.
Oh, yep.
Like you can't propagandize people. You've got to quit paying attention to the propaganda, which isn't me saying Trump's a good person. He's horrible. But then when the other side's also horrible, we as a people need to stop and go, why are we only being offered horrible people? Why is that the offers that we're getting for the fucking president of the United States? That makes no fucking sense.
I agree.
Yeah, Howard, those are all facts about Biden. Biden was incredibly racist. And every policy that he did that he was famous for fucking was like that. And then nobody talks about it. Because all of a sudden he's the Democrat champion and we can't talk about that. This dude was fucking racist as fuck.
Oh, I agree. You know, and here's the other thing. Here's a new one. Talking about Trump and immigration, everything. Crews to break down Florida's alligator Alcatraz permanently. Closing immigration detention center. Crews are expected to begin breaking down Florida's alligator Alcatraz and permanently closing the immigration detention center.
Well, wasn't it basically unlivable?
I've never seen it in person, but
didn't they have problems with flooding out and then black mold and all that shit?
I believe so. Yes, I did. I did hear that.
If it's unlivable, it's unlivable. I don't know what to even say.
Yeah. But there are people that are outraged because where are we going to house the illegals? And
that's called rolling cigarettes, fuckwad.
And yes, Jack, I did a cursory search. And yes, Ilhan Omar's father held a leadership role in Somalia's genocidal regime.
Oofta.
So yes, I'm seeing it from very trusted places. So yes, you are absolutely right.
Oofta.
Yeah. So yeah,
I almost had to go to that shithole. Like my unit got deployed there fucking like a month after I got my actual. There's 2 different discharges. You get like a normal discharge, but you're actually put on what's called inactive regular reserve for another 2 fucking years. Meaning, if anything kicks off, your discharge is no longer valid. Like, come back. And so so like a month after my 2 years of IRR, fucking my unit went and had to spend a year in Somalia. I was like, oh, whew, fuck that.
Well, yeah. I mean, and these are the people that they're bringing into they're bringing into the United States. That's crazy as fuck, man. That's just crazy as fuck. How about this? How about this one, Ben? Suspect drives into cops in stolen car. Cop on hood of car. Pew-pews the subject. How's that one?
Well, he had to expect that was going to happen.
Oh, yeah. So it's a 2-minute read here. An officer with the New York City Police Department.
I haven't been there either, Uncle Guns, and I'm real thankful I wasn't. I did not want it. There was 2. The other one that I almost had to go to is we got our fucking phrase and red lighted for going to when North Korea and South Korea almost fucking kicked off in 1994. And fucking they both deployed. I think overnight North Korea deployed like 7 million soldiers and South Korea deployed like 4 million. And this was the Clinton army, so we had like 900,000 soldiers even with our reserves activated. I was like, because he had shrank the entire military.
Wow.
Ooh, I was like, no.
No. So listen. So I'm just sitting here. You're gonna laugh your ass off, right? So this human waste of existence. I'll read it. An officer with the New York City Police Department unalived an 18-year-old driver on Sunday in the Bronx after the suspect behind the wheel of a stolen Kia Sportage struck multiple offers during an attempted escape.
What?
Multiple officers.
Okay.
During an attempted escape. The incident unfolded around 6 p.m., which had been reported stolen.
He was playing Grand Theft Auto in real life.
That's what I was just thinking. He was playing Grand Theft Auto. Police surrounded the SUV after it pulled over and ordered the 3 people inside to exit. Authorities say the driver refused, instead moving the car back and forth, striking multiple officers. So the moral of the story is don't play Grand Theft Auto in real life or bad things will happen.
Yeah.
That's Howard says GTA 6.
Yeah, they got tired of waiting for I don't know, is the new, are they waiting for a new one? Yeah, the driver was definitely an idiot. Like, yeah, cursatory is not a word, but that's okay. That's okay. Fucking, I live on Murder Mountain. When we come up here, the cops are already fucking ready to shoot. Like the last time Brian and I were fucking, there was a little girl and she got the whole fucking mountain up in a hoot because she said some guys were trying to like kidnap her, hiding in the bushes watching
I
her.
saw that.
And
I saw something about that, Ben.
Yeah. I went up. So Brian and I went up there to go, we're like us and one other dude showed up. And that other dude, it's hilarious because she's like, are you going to let them two go up by themselves and help her? Like, and he's like, no. Wow. So no other dude showed up. Well, we get up there and it turns out this little girl's on fucking meth, or something, or fentanyl or whatever. I don't know exactly.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
She's hallucinating, she's in a fucking fever dream. And because nothing of what she's saying is matching up. But the cops actually showed up, which is fucking crazy around here. And we heard them coming up the mountain. And so Brian and I just got on our knees and put our hands up. Like, fucking, we ain't fucking around. And fucking the other guy, he started walking toward the cops. And the one cop, this bitch fucking, she was fucking, you could hear it in her voice. Her voice was cracking and she was shaking. And she chambered around and fucking beat it down on him. And he's like, fucking stop. And fucking, he's like, because he's a super sweet dude. And he don't know what to do with himself now. Like, because he just wants to like make the situation better and apologize and make her feel better. And what he needs to do is just fucking put his hands up and get on his knees. So she's not, and fucking, she is freaking the fuck out. And Brian and I are sitting there like, we're watching him get shot. Like, for sure. Like, holy fuck.
Wow.
And the other cop apologized to us. He's like, you guys know why she was freaking out though, right? Like, no, not really, but whatever. She's got a fucking rifle. We don't. Like,
exactly.
Like we were sitting there fucking making ourselves as stand out as we could and unobtrusive to show you that we're not the dudes. We're not the bad guys. We're the guys who can't, we didn't think the cops would be here for another day or two. we're gonna go up there and make sure that little girl's okay.
How you doing there for the win? Good to see you, sir.
Hanging in there, just watching the World Cup and icing.
Yeah, icing your chicken wing. You got winged. You got winged.
I got clipped. I got clipped badly.
You got clipped
badly. Yeah.
So listen to this one, Ben. You know about all this whole teen takeover thing, right?
Oh yeah, where these groups of hooligans are just acting fools.
They're acting like a fool. Well, yesterday, 24 underage individuals got arrested in Charlotte for taking over a park and doing millions of dollars worth of damage to the park.
How you do millions of dollars of damage in a park? What the fuck kind of park was this?
Damaging trees, playground essentials, scooters provided.
Oh, electric
I mean,
scooters, shit. Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
Crazy.
Millions of dollars. That's crazy, like you said, Ben. That's wild.
Millions of dollars worth of damage. Millions of dollars worth of damage.
How many of them were there?
24.
Holy shit.
Or more. 24 more, or 24 arrests. The group actually was estimated at over 60 people. Or 60 individuals.
Was there a reason why they were at this park doing all this, or just
24?
It's that teen takeover shit.
Only 24 participated in the destruction.
24 arrests,
but
there was probably more than that. Yeah,
24 of them were slow.
I guess they couldn't get away fast enough.
They didn't have their running shoes on.
They ran like For the Win walks downstairs.
So we just had Juneteenth. Chicago's deadly Juneteenth weekend leaves 7 unalived as Trump shames Democrat government for inaction.
7 unalived. So how did that come about?
So the city of Chicago was rocked by a spate of pew-pews over the weekend,
I mean,
including
that's Chicago on every fucking weekend.
Well, let me read this. Including a drive-by pew-pewing on Juneteenth, leaving 7 unalived and 38 injured in the Windy City. The pew-pews prompted President Donald Trump to call on Democratic Governor Pritzker to take action by requesting federal assistance.
Dude, I don't like it at all. They could fix up their own shit. Every move that he makes is he puts armed troops and fucking empowered armed troops into the states, and I don't care for it one bit. Nothing about it fucking sits right with me. And when he passes the power on to the next guy, how are you guys gonna like it when it's a fucking Democrat fucking holding those same power, those same fucking?
I'm not gonna have any problem with it, Ben, whatsoever, because they're not gonna have a party left when this is all said and done. We're not gonna have these bullshit problems any longer. They are done. So
that's I got one thing to say to that. High hopes. He's got.
We have high hopes. Absolutely.
I mean, I may have, a bum ankle right now, but at least I don't suffer with TBS like you, Ben.
I don't have TBS, but I understand.
You have a mild case of it. You got a mild case.
No, I critique his individual fucking issues, and his individual issues make him unqualified to be president.
You know,
you just defended.
Like number one, I would have never allowed him to run for president because he's a draft dodger. And I would never allow a draft dodger to run. I don't care whether it's Bill Clinton or it's fucking Trump or it's Bernie Sanders or whoever else. If you fucking dodged the draft, you do not get to be commander in chief of the military. You decided you were too good to go out and serve. So you certainly don't get to be in charge.
That is
That's
true.
just flat and simple. So I would have disqualified him from that for that on day one. Why do you get to be commander in chief of the military when you were too good to go fucking serve in it?
I'm sorry, I missed the part in the Constitution that says that, Ben.
I didn't say it said that in the Constitution.
I understand what you're saying, but the point I'm trying to say here, Ben, is that
unfortunately,
I honestly don't give a fuck, because if it wasn't for that man, we'd be all sitting in the gulags right now. So
I definitely wouldn't be sitting in a gulag.
Oh yes, we would be.
We definitely wouldn't be sitting in gulags. Nobody's in bed with Russia. We don't have gulags in America. Nobody's going to gulags. If Trump wasn't there, it would have been some other Republican.
It very well could be. And you know what? I support the man, but I don't support all his policies and the things that he's done. And speaking,
it was a moronic thing to say, effigy, 100%, but he tries to claim I have Trump derangement syndrome because I critique Trump's actions and then the things that he does. And some of them I agree with, like the tariffs. Fucking, I agree with those. I think that would bring manufacturing back to the United States, which I think is a good thing. Fucking, but he's got the opposite of the Trump derangement syndrome, where he's got the rose-colored glasses on there, and every move that Trump does is 53D chess, and we just don't understand it, even though it's costing us all money and breaking us, and it's not actually panning out for us. It's because we don't get it.
Well, before we move on to the next little segment, and you're going to want to stick around for this because this bitch is a piece of shit, a complete piece of shit. We are going out to the America 250 celebration. There's a QR code up on the left-hand side of your screen. If you could please donate, help us get there, help us eat, help the gas fund to get there. We greatly appreciate it.
Celebrating America's 250th. We will be there live. Spin City News, teaming up with America Rising Media to broadcast a very special event with exclusive content. You can help crowdfund this below. Links in the description. DC, we will be live and we will be there. Spin City News and America Rising.
Why don't you just do that in your own voice? Why do you have the gay?
It was not my choice. So the link is in the chat. If you will, please help us out. It would be greatly appreciated. Now, this bitch is a piece of shit. Complete piece of shit. Kids who were supposed to be in car seats ejected while mom speeds away from cops and slams into a tree at a 111 mile per hour after she bit her boyfriend.
Holy fuck.
A North Carolina woman allegedly slammed into a tree at 111 mile per hour.
The last story out of North Carolina too?
Yeah.
Is it going to be North Carolina man now?
It must be. While fleeing from cops, killing her 3 sons who were unsecured in the car.
Jesus.
She faces 3 counts of involuntary manslaughter in the unaliving of her sons.
Oh, fuck.
The ordeal began Now listen to this shit. The ordeal began as a domestic violence incident.
Who was committing
in Fayetteville, North Carolina?
Who was committing the domestic violence, her or him?
Yeah, her.
Can I assume meth was involved in this?
It might have been,
or something along that lines.
The lady's name is Megan Simone Scott. Scott and her boyfriend were apparently arguing over money. He wanted to send one of his other children when she allegedly bit him in the arm as they sat in her car. He got out of the car. She began driving toward him, cops said. He tried to get out of the way, but allegedly ended up on her hood before he fell to the ground. He ran away before she could injure him. Officers obtained an arrest warrant for Scott and later pulled her over during a traffic stop. They ordered her to exit the car, but she allegedly took off, striking 2 police officers who suffered minor injuries in the process. Scott fled in her Kia Forte at speeds reaching 111 miles per hour with her 3 kids in the car. As Scott drove down State Road 53, she crossed the center line, overcorrected, and left the road before she smashed into a tree. She, as well as the 3 other children that were unrestrained, were ejected from the Kia. 2 of the children were pronounced unalived at the scene, while a 3rd was airlifted to a hospital where later he perished.
Fuck me.
Scott unscathed, remains in the Cumberland County Jail without bond.
She had to have been on some drugs or alcohol to remain unscathed. That's always the case. Is the person that's completely fucked up, their body remains like loose, so they don't tense up for the accident, and they end up being fucking unscathed. Oh man, that's a horrible story, dude. That is horrible. And that's I feel sorry for those kids. I feel sorry for the dad. And when that mom comes out of whatever stupor she is in, I feel bad for her because I couldn't possibly imagine what I would do to myself in that situation. Like having, wow.
Wait till you see this bitch. Florida Walmart cashier swiped $2,700 winning lottery ticket from elderly customer.
What in the world?
What's going on there?
Oh, this is great.
How? What is this?
I have no idea what that is.
Headline that's like, what the fuck is even happening right here?
So
not a human. That is like Krusty the Clown fucking had a child with fucking Ray Don Chong.
A Florida Walmart cashier allegedly swiped a winning lottery ticket worth nearly $3,000 from an elderly customer trying to collect his payout on Sunday. Tamika Hall, 40, was hit with a felony. Wait, it gets better. It gets better. Tamika Hall is 40 years old. She was hit with a felony grand theft charge after being caught on surveillance, folding up the customer's winning lottery receipt and stuffing it into her uniform pocket before walking out of the DeLand Superstore, according to court documents. Police said the victim went to Walmart in the morning to cash in his $2,700 lottery ticket and that Hall explained to him how he could claim his winnings, but then never handed over the receipt he needed to redeem it for the money. Hours later, the customer realized he was missing the vital slip and went back to the South Woodland Boulevard store to flag the issue to management. The store manager reviewed security footage, which allegedly showed Hall hiding the prize-winning paper in her vest before leaving for work that day. Police met with the suspect Monday morning at Walmart, where she told investigators she got distracted by another customer after speaking with the victim and slipped the receipt into her pocket, intending to hand it to a manager. Authorities later found the prized receipt in Hall's car before slapping cuffs on her.
You know, she needed the money. She obviously has a receding hairline.
she needed Rogaine or something.
That was one of the worst receding hairlines I've ever seen. Good Lord.
I mean, look at this bitch. She must have needed gas for her car. Or gas. Wait a minute. Gas to get back to Walmart to get some Rogaine or something to do with that shit.
I gotta imagine lines from like a do-rag or something.
It almost looks like a wig that you get at Party City for Halloween, and it's just like on halfway.
Yeah. It didn't quite fit her head. It was like a little kid's wig.
It could have been a rainbow clown.
Arya Moon said her sister-in-law gets the same marks on her forehead. I get them on my head too, but it's from wearing a hat. So I get it. That's why I was assuming hers was from probably a do-rag or something.
So here we go. Here's some more bullshit for the 4th of July. San Antonio mayor cancels Kanye West's July 4th concert.
Kanye or
Kanye West.
You said Kanye West. I was like, what is he, like the Mexican Kanye West?
Must
like,
be.
Oh, Hitler. Like that was like somewhat vaguely Asian accent. Like, what the fuck? I can't do the Spanish. I don't know. I should never do accents.
No, they all turn out South Dakota at some point.
I have thought about doing an occult show with Shaman Omar and getting into the good stuff again. I have thought about it.
Well, San Antonio Mayor Gina Ortiz Jones is calling for the cancellation of West's upcoming July 4th concert at the Alamo Dome, sparking a fresh wave of domestic pushback just one day after tickets officially went on sale for the event. The municipal clash over the city-funded venue comes amid a broader coordinated effort by local and international officials to block the controversial hip-hop artist from performing.
He must really be broke if he's touring again.
I have no idea. I mean, I've heard of him, but
I couldn't name you any of his songs except for that he did that fucking Heil Hitler thing. Like, that's the only thing I could name that he did.
Here's another piece of shit. Here's another piece of shit. So a stranger allegedly threw a 3-year-old into a crocodile enclosure.
The fuck?
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there have been multiple stories about children who managed to get into animal enclosures at the zoo. These stories are always terrifying, but a recent incident in the UK is getting a lot of attention because it involves a stranger who allegedly threw a 3-year-old toddler into a crocodile enclosure.
I'm gonna need me 2 of them controversial Cayenne West tickets.
Yeah.
my girlfriend always wanted to see that Cayenne West.
That is crazy.
Dude, people are losing their fucking minds, man.
Indivisible 605 or 605 denied spot in the Independence Day parade. So this comes out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh,
this
shit.
Sioux Falls Independence Day parade is back for America's 250th birthday. Okay. It will feature nearly 100 entries. However, one group will be missing. Indivisible 605 says it applied to be a part of the July 4th parade back in April, but received a letter from Sioux Falls Independence Day Parade Committee saying it will not be accepting any groups with strong political opinions. Our parade entry was going to be a group of people representing folks from all walks of life. We intended to showcase teachers, firefighters, policemen, construction workers, linemen, and all those things as a part of showing that we support the Constitution and we support liberty and justice for all. A statement from the committee to...
That's the state I'm from.
Yeah, that's why I'm reading it.
That's
a statement from the committee.
Your nonsense. We don't put up with it.
A statement from the committee says, sadly, given the nature of America's continuing divide, politically, it was thought best by the committee to decline having PACs or any other kind of overt political protest group in the parade. Indivisible 605 has organized multiple demonstrations in Sioux Falls against the Trump administration. Quoting, "We made every effort to give them comfort with our application that we were going to live by the theme of the parade and the idea of unity." In its statement, parade organizers say the event is, quote, organized by a private committee and not the city of Sioux Falls. Participation in this event is at the sole discretion of the committee. We understand that some may disagree with our decisions, but we stand by it, end quote.
That's what I'm talking about.
For the win, any thoughts?
Nonsense. We ain't playing these games. We're farm asses. None of us like politicians anyways.
I don't really have much. I don't have much on this one. It's just wild. It's just more bullshit, like you're saying.
Dude, during COVID too, even at the big corporate stores, they'd hang up the signs at the corporate stores, but nobody in that store had a mask on, including the employees. Like, nobody gave a shit about the little arrows they made them put on the store. The corporate might have made them hang that shit up, but we're South Dakota. We don't give a fuck. That's the Wild West was literally, oh, you're from South Dakota too, are you? Well, that's cool. South Dakota was literally the Wild West. Like, people assume it's the most western place, but no, California was a state long before South Dakota. South Dakota was still wild.
And what was really wild was in the grocery store with the one-ways that they put through the aisles. That was the most ridiculous thing.
Dude, people would give me dirty looks. Like, I did not follow any of those rules in any way, shape, or form, or wear a mask, and people would give me dirty looks. But the weirdest reaction that I got that was interesting for me is other people would take their masks down to talk to me.
So how dangerous really was it? It wasn't.
Right, but I mean, it's like I don't understand the mentality there, but they were wearing the mask, and then when they see me not wearing it, when they're interacting with me, they take it off, and then they'll put it back on to interact with the other people. So it's like they didn't really want to do it.
Exactly. Listen, here's another one out of North Carolina, Ben. A North Carolina man who authorities say planned to abandon his life in the United States and join ISIS has been sentenced to 8 years in federal prison, the Department of Justice announced this morning. Alexander Justin White of Durham, North Carolina, was convicted on conspiring to provide and attempting to provide material support to the Islamic State of Iraq and al-Sham. I guess that's how you say it.
What was he sending them? Was he sending them super chats or something?
Wait a minute. A designed foreign terrorist organization. Prosecutors said he was arrested as he attempted to travel overseas to join the group and fight in territory it once controlled.
Oh, I know where DeSmet is. I went to high school in Groton. I'm from Claremont.
White was arrested at the airport after purchasing a flight to North Africa and assembling equipment intended for use overseas. According to prosecutors, authorities intervened as he attempted to board the plane, preventing him from leaving the country. White planned to abandon his family, betray his country, and fly to Morocco to actively fight with the terrorist group ISIS. The FBI special agent in charge in North Carolina in that statement. He had been actively online promoting that ideology in the months before his arrest. He also attempted to raise or transfer money to support that type of activity and communicated over social media and encrypted messaging platform about his plans.
That's fucking wild, dude.
It's crazy.
You know what else is weird with the Muslims? That the red pill is like mostly Muslims. Like the big main speakers.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a shocking amount of Muslims in the red pill. American Muslims. It's very interesting.
Oh, here's the last one we're going to go over, Ben. Here's the last one. Oklahoma man took a pit stop at Quick Trip.
Okay.
So his daughters can use the restroom.
Sure.
Then a man called the cops on him. He's taking his sweet time. A woman now we've briefly touched on this. This is where the guy took his daughters into a female bathroom and some moron took offense to it.
Yeah.
Women's bathrooms have been a subject of debate in today's political climate, but it appears that policing has gotten extreme to the point that even a father helping his two daughters use the restroom at a Quick Trip is now cause for controversy.
No, people have lost their minds.
And if it wasn't for the other problems in the bathrooms, this guy would have never called the cops. Just, he just wanted to make a scene to make a scene. That's all it is.
That's basically what it is.
Dude, we've all known chicks like that I dated a chick like that, and I was like, why aren't you even human? Like when I was breaking up with her, I was like, dude, you're like not even human. You fucking like live to fucking scream at people over the most minor stupid shit. You're just looking for a fucking reason to blow up at people. Why? Like, let people do their fucking jobs. It was so uncomfortable going out to her. I hated going out to eat with that chick because I was always so scared. I'm like, you understand when you treat people with making your food like that? Like, that was day one in the Army. You don't piss off the cook. You can piss off lots of people. The cook ain't one of them. Like,
I mean,
for that.
These people are just, I mean, look, I understand, but you know, I've got 4 daughters. I've got 4 daughters, dude. If I don't want them, definitely, I do not want them to go into a male restroom where things can be seen. What's the big fucking deal?
I've done both as a dad. I went into the girls' room, poked my head in there, made sure it was clear, and had my girls go in there. I've taken them into the boys' room with me. You know, I've done both.
Just don't get it.
It's kids.
I just don't
lady
get
probably had no kids. She thought the world revolved around her. She's just yeah, that's truly pathetic. Exactly. She's just pathetic.
Well, gentlemen, I think we've hit it. We've been on for about 2 hours and 11 minutes. You're
right, animated effigy. I have not heard about a terror attack on the UFC event that was raised by right-wing conservatives. I have not heard about this.
We'll get into that.
I've been working outside basically for the last couple weeks, but so I've missed things. But that's interesting.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. I think we're going to do a panel later. Maybe we will talk about that and some other things. Want to thank everybody for coming in. This will be a daily show Monday through Friday, just talking about the news of the day with Mr. Balderson and myself. We will be bringing more content at 1 o'clock Eastern time, 11 o'clock Pacific.
We're trying to come up with a name. Anybody that wants to help, we're thinking something like, you know, the daily lunch hour events, or, you know, news or something. I don't know. And then trying to come up with an idea for the intro, you know, like maybe me and Spin watching news briefings together, eating popcorn or something, and then duking it out afterwards or something. You know, and then panel coming up after and duking it out with them afterwards. I don't know.
Absolutely. We're going to do something. And one last time, America Rising Media and Spin City News is partnered up. We are going to the Freedom 250 event. We're having coverage from the 3rd all the way up until the fireworks on the 4th in Washington, D.C. I will play the little promo video, and then we are going to end. Mr. Balderson, it is good to see you again. Mr. For the Win, thank you for coming. We much appreciate it, sir.
See you.
Celebrating America's 250th. We will be there live. Spin City News, teaming up with America Rising Media to broadcast a very special event with exclusive content. You can help crowdfund this below. Links in the description. DC, we will be live and we will be there. Spin City News and America Rising.
Spin City. Spin City on the screen, got the room on 10. Breaking news, panel smoke, then he does it again. The bass in the morning, debauchery at night. He steps in loud and he don't back right. Clip it, post it, watch the chat explode. One more take, then he takes the road. He talks